from a fan, just a simple fan of Titans. Has the writing for Season 3 improved compared to Season 2? I don't want to sound like a dick, no pun intended, but we need Season 3 to be stronger than Season 2, man. I'm not hating, I'm just a huge fan of this show, I just want it to succeed. From Mr. Brenton Thwaites himself, it has improved, more mature, stakes are higher. We will get there. Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new Titan Season 3 video, and this one's going to be a little bit different because instead of a typical news update on Season 3, today we're going to look at how Titans, the show itself, can redeem itself in the eyes of many fans in Season 3 going forward. One can hope, that is. Now, to just address this right off the bat, for a certain majority of fans out there who are going to say, redeem? What do you mean redeem itself in Season 3? Titans is perfect to me already. Well, fair enough, and more power to you if that is your belief, but I think no matter who you are or how much you enjoy this show, just like me, the overall majority of fans know that it hasn't always been on peak performance despite all of the good things the show seemingly has going for it. So this video isn't meant to be bashful in any way, shape or form. I enjoy this show, you guys know that, its cast and characters, and I'm looking forward to Season 3. But there's things that the show definitely has to adjust a bit going forward into the third season of Titans to keep fans just as interested. Because I'm telling you, if this hasn't happened already for a lot of people, which I definitely get comments on my Titans videos as it is, Season 3 will be the make it or break it season for many of the remaining fans. And I also wanted to include that exchange between Brenton Thwaites and a fan at the beginning of this video, just because I found it very interesting that Brenton Thwaites, Dick Grayson himself from Titans, decided to reply to that comment. And sure, you could just say that he's trying to reassure a concerned fan, don't read into it, but I don't really think it's reaching too far to know that he must be self-aware enough about this show to hear the many critical comments it's received the past couple of years, just like this one, expressing concern for the upcoming third season. And here, Brenton Thwaites acknowledges the flaws by saying that Season 3 has improved, meaning that he knows it wasn't at its best before, it will be more mature, stakes are higher, and that they will get there, in which I take as they are hopefully attempting to listen to fans and are trying to get there by continuing to improve the show behind the scenes. Obviously, this is all yet to be seen though, as currently Season 3 is only just freshly under production. And I don't want to start by saying that Season 3 feels like it may very well indeed already be an improvement with what it has going for itself as a premise already. I say this because one of the most common criticisms about Titans thus far in its first two seasons is that when fans went into this show, they didn't exactly expect that it would be about 2 seasons of samey struggles between certain characters with little room for much else. Now sure, not all development is bad, I mean of course not, right? And there was some cool superhero action and drama, but mainly, let's not lie to ourselves, it was about sweeping up the baggage of the past, bringing the Titans characters together, stretched across both seasons, and then, and only then, by the finale of Season 2 was there the proper substance to what a Titans show and vision felt as though it should be about to fans, with the group walking in some San Francisco back alley, all suited up, Nightwing leading the members at its core as they answer a call to fight crime. And very lightly pointing out what's on the surface there, I think that final scene of the show says a lot and deliberately teases what is intended to come next season. However, I don't want to put the message out there that because of this must mean that the past 2 seasons' material were completely worthless, because absolutely not. And I think that if we would have even got that original Nightwing reveal in the now scrapped Season 1 finale, I do think that would have been way too rushed to be like, oh, hey Robin, here, take this new Nightwing suit, you're Nightwing now. I mean, no, I get why they wanted to fashion that journey into Season 2 as well. But going into Season 3, people just don't want another rehash of what we've been used to with the circle Titans seems to keep going round in as of its first couple of seasons. We at least need to see something new thrown into the mix. But at the same time as saying that, though, I do also want to point out that I'm not saying that Titans ever labeled itself to be that of a typical superhero show that we've all kind of come accustomed to in the past decade, like the Arrowverse shows, and in this example, Arrow, in where you have this kind of formulaic approach of most episodes consisting of some kind of vigilante action sequence going on, in which, to be fair, a lot of superhero fans have come accustomed to expect in their vigilante comic book-based shows, and Titans never promised that. Instead, its first 2 seasons relied quite heavily on the Titans characters' baggage stories, which led to the story initially consisting of the Titans finding each other in season 1, understanding what this threat was that brought them together with Raven, and identifying at the core what the damage was behind the scenes with Dick Grayson and Batman. And that was all still pretty interesting stuff, and to complement it a little bit more, along with this change of focus in the show came a much differently directed and procedural change up in storytelling to Titans compared to that of its peer shows. It always felt as though, to me, like the main plot was being a lot more addressed. It already felt a lot more mature and gritty than what you're used to seeing with the other shows, which was, to be honest, really refreshing for me as an audience member. While Season 2 was a much bigger improvement in my mind compared to that of Season 1, despite being another season of a lot of talking and not so much superhero-ing, so to speak, it introduced many entertaining aspects such as S.I. Morales' intimidating presence of Deathstroke, seeing the journey of reconciliation between Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne, and then of course just seeing new characters like Superboy being introduced. However, Titans once again in Season 2 relied on the past of the Titans and their old baggage, of which, by the way, for some time was a very compelling story for me, and I really enjoyed Deathstroke. But my main point here is that, all while this is happening over 2 seasons of a show, sure, you're getting development here and there for some characters, but one thing reigns strong overall, and that is that we're still stuck doing the same thing until the very end of Season 2. The focus of Season 2 was yet again mainly on Dick Grayson. I mean, sure, he's the standout of the show, that's very obvious, and I'm not pretending like we didn't get remotely any focus on any of the other characters, but honestly, when you zoom out of both seasons and strip back the magnifying glass for just a second and look at it overall, we really haven't had that much other focus on other characters because of this. I mean, look at Beast Boy, 2 seasons now, and the poor kid has only turned into a tiger and a snake for like 5 seconds, or even Hawk and Dove. What was even their storyline in Season 2? It just felt like they didn't have much in mind for them, so as a result, they were just given this random subplot with things that didn't really even amount to much. I mean, is this lady still after them? I think where enough was enough for a lot of fans is that although there was entertainment in this, when you have a whole show called Titans that contains Dick Grayson's Robin, Gar's Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, Superboy, and others, you don't expect 2 whole seasons to be mostly drenched in that, albeit with a cool moment or 2 every now and again. You want to see them actually do some superhero shit, if you know what I mean, and it just feels like those moments were really few and far between, although Season 2 obviously had a lot more of them compared to Season 1. However, with Season 3, what if a lot of this is already starting to look a lot different already, and that the good parts of Titans will stay good, but the bad parts of Titans that you may really not have liked about the show may mostly be a thing of the past. But okay, this is a bit of wishful thinking, but hear me out here. Now, one thing I identify when I look at Titans Season 3 is that this upcoming 3rd season of Titans looks to be changing up the show compared to that of Titans Season 1 and Season 2 that we used to watching. And this was teased to us with that very ending scene of Season 2. I mean, Season 2's finale ended very deliberately on that superhero catwalk to the camera scene because they wanted fans to know that, oh, right, now they're definitely a superhero crime-fighting force. Dick Grayson's become Nightwing, he knows who he is and who he's meant to be. Everything seems to be heading for the right direction. Right? We also know the Titans are going from San Francisco to Gotham City, which honestly I'm very, very happy about, as Gotham we've seen in Season 1 looked like a great version of the city protected by Batman himself. And I'm not even joking. Titans Season 1 Gotham is one of my favorite looks of Gotham in a Batman property yet, if you will. Yet speaking of Batman, this may very well be why the Titans head over to Gotham in the first place, as that city needs more protecting than San Francisco, especially if the Bat could be taking a bit of a Bat sabbatical. That is just speculation, by the way. It's not confirmed at all that this could be the reason why, but my best guess is that perhaps due to whatever happens to Jason Todd that makes him become Red Hood, possibly makes Bruce take some time off protecting Gotham, or perhaps he's training a whole new Robin on top of that, especially with the recent rumors that they're searching for African American actors to play Tim Drake in Season 3. Either way though, the Titans are here, and we know that Gotham isn't an easy walk in the park, not even for Batman, let alone a newly established, only just got their crap together after 2 seasons crime-fighting force, the Titans. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but we also have more than a couple of threats this season. First of all, within Gotham, we have Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow, and that will be a very interesting thing to see how that villain plays out in the show, since the Titans have enough on their hands protecting Gotham, but now there's one of the big guys out there, one of Batman's rogues gallery members, one whom can put the Titans on quite the fear toxin trip, which would definitely be an interesting episode to witness Scarecrow's fear toxin at full play. As for the other threats, we obviously have the recently revealed first look at Red Hood, who will be up against the Titans this season, and sure, before anyone says it, you could technically say that Season 3 here is doing another thing that the first couple of seasons did, and how it's roping in some of the Titans' baggage of the past and bringing it back into yet another season. However, with everything I've mentioned already, I don't technically count this as them making that mistake, as this is a natural progression for Jason's story regardless of what's going on in the show. And besides, the Titans are still up to a lot more this season instead of just being stuck in the Titans Tower in San Francisco arguing with each other. Then of course we have Corey's sister, Blackfire, and that's definitely gonna make things very, very interesting. And don't forget, this is all on top of being in Gotham City, a Gotham that Nightwing has to protect now, with many criminals that the Titans can practice their superhero crime fighting against, alongside another new character this season, Commissioner Barbara Gordon. And there's also other little story beats that we'll be getting with Donna Troy and Raven that were mentioned in DC Fandom, and also likely more development into Superboy, of course, with his trusty little buddy Crypto. But with all that said, I hope that this description, if you will, of Titans Season 3 is starting to sound less and less of what Titans Season 1 and 2 was, and more in the direction of what fans have been wanting and craving to see out of a Titans season. I mean, the bottom line here being that for the first time in the show, the Titans are meant to be, and should be at least, mostly at where fans wanted them to be for this whole time. I mean, they're finally this superhero unit now, granted that there's still some internal drama with characters such as Jason Todd's Red Hood, but also what show doesn't have some kind of internal team drama? And this one is certainly going to be a wild ride. It still has lots to offer with what fans have been hoping for with this show the entire time, and I think this really does have a lot of potential to really be something that fans are interested in. And sure, it may not be perfect, but I think this is like a low-key soft reboot, with the Titans show actually being about a Titans team going out there and being, well, the Titans. But I would love to know your thoughts about everything I said in this video, really, because I'm sure a lot of you are really excited to see what's happening in Titan Season 3, or some of you may be very apprehensive. But if you really, really aren't looking forward to it, I would love to know why, despite everything that I've mentioned. Sure, you can have apprehensive concerns, given the first couple of seasons may have not catered to exactly what you've wanted to see, but with Season 3 having the premise of them actually being a crime-fighting force now, they're all in their persona, known as like Nightwing is now actually Nightwing. We're gonna have some actual superhero action next season. We've got a whole city to protect. There's Scarecrow out there, and we've got Jason Todd causing some trouble for the team, amongst other things. What about any of that doesn't actually grab your attention? But either way, if you like this video, like it. Takes 2 seconds of your time, helps the video out on the website of YouTube. Also, subscribe for more Titans videos like this. Check out the top pinned comment where you can join my Discord server. The links are always there, as well as to my social media like Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, where you can support me even further, as well as the join button on this channel. But hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Titans in the next video. Goodbye.